Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do Ikea kitchen kick panels. This is the section series with the Bodbyn fronts. And obviously, as you can see, it's gray. So we have the gray kicks. And we're going to put a little small piece here under the tall cabinet. We're going to put a 3-foot piece here with the corner. And then we're going to put about another 4 or 5-foot piece here again with the corner. Now the corners are a bit tricky, and if you look over here, you'll see attached to the panel before you open it up, it has the corner pieces and the connecting pieces, and that is right here. And so I'll show you quickly in the bright sun. Alright, that's to connect the corner, that's to connect the corner, and this is to fit 2 long pieces together. So in other words, I think these are only 7 feet or so, and so if you need to join 2 together, you put this inside the slots, and I'll show you right here. So you would take this piece and just stick it in there, and then stick the other piece, and now you have the seam. But we're not going to do it because we don't have runs that long, but that's what this piece is for. Okay, so we're going to use a chop saw to cut this, and of course I have to put this so I can do it the long way, and you can use a regular blade. I'll show you what I'm using now, and if you pretty sure the instructions tell you you can use a chop saw. Now you can use snips or you know, a loose cutting wheel if you want, but this should be one of the neatest ways to cut the kick. Alright, so I have 3 long pieces. Ikea tends to give you extra of stuff like this, so I'm going to have 1 extra. Definitely don't need the 3rd one. We're going to need 2 of them. Just comes out. That's what these are for, just to stick in the end of there when they wrap it and ship it. Alright, so that's the back. This is the front. Basically, they tell you to put this rubber side down, and it's up to you. You can do either way. Now, if you don't have 4.5 inches or more underneath your cabinet, you're going to have to whip it and trim it that way. And they actually have a little slot here that you'll be able to follow if you're ripping it with a handsaw or a table saw. Table saw would probably be a lot easier. So then I'll show you how the little clips go in. Okay, let me step back here so you can see a little better. Alright, we have 2 sides of the kitchen, and this is the smaller side. We're going to do a 3-foot piece coming across, and then something about 2 and change going to the wall. And over here I have the option of running it past underneath the dishwasher to give it continuity, or I can use the old dishwasher kick, which you see is under there. I'm gonna have to fasten it and just start the Ikea kick. Okay, bring that there. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look. We have to find out where the second piece is going to meet. And in this instance, it's nice to have a little small piece so you can match corners, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so let's check by the dishwasher. All right, it's mounted, it's butted right against the dishwasher mount. It's okay. And the kick is inset, so you're really not going to see it that much, especially being that this is a pretty narrow kitchen. Now I have a leftover piece, but I advise you cut a little scrap piece so you can see where it's going to meet on the corners. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put this in here, right? And we're going to get an idea of where it meets that piece so I can mark it and cut it. But before we do that, I'm going to put a clip on this, and the clip is going to push it out a bit, so we're going to get to see in reality where it's actually going. And we're going to do the same for the big main piece. I'm actually just going to cut a piece on the end there to have the full actual material. Alright, so we're going to get this generally lined up decently, and we're going to cut a little filler piece. And I'm going to cut from the inside down to see how it looks on the other side. Okay, and that's not a bad cut. Decently smooth. Definitely a lot better than if I use shears or a cutting wheel, and it keeps it nice and straight. So now we have a better filler piece. This one I actually trimmed on my last job a little bit, so it's not full size. Okay, so on the corners, you're probably going to share a leg, okay? And what I mean by that is we're gonna have a clip on this going to that, and we're gonna have a clip on the side piece going to that. All right? So, if you look at these clips, they're not in the center of the mount. So, in order to share a leg, we need one a little bit higher than the other. Okay, so we're going to put this one in with the clip on the top. Okay, remember we're keeping that little squeegee side down. And this is going to have the clip in the bottom. Alright, so let's get this back in order. Clip that mofo on. Butted good. And we can take this and stick it in there. And look at that, surprise. This is not the full 4.5 spacing. It's like a 1/16. So what I can do is see if I can bring this up a hair, and what I'm going to do is check the level. Maybe this came down when they put the countertop on. So let's see. And it looks like we might be able to cheat a little bit and come up. We'll still be between the lines. That could be a remedy. Let's see how the front level is looking. And the front level is showing, yeah, it could come up a hair. So what we can do is take this off. That off, and then screw this, set the camera counterclockwise. I feel a resistance. Okay, a lot of weight on that. Now this is on a rail also, but it's good to have the feet, and one of the big reasons for the feet is for something to attach the kick plate to. Alright, let's see if we be able to remedy this. Okay, look at that. That little tiny adjustment brought it up enough. Okay, so we have that piece in. Now, let's see. Let's look here. Okay. All right, this is good. Okay, and then we could take our marker and mark it and cut it. Okay. Square. Little plastic dust floating around there. Probably a good idea to wear a mask. Alright. Okay, so now here is where you might have to do a little trimming. Because of the end pieces. Okay, so we see this little edge. Okay, it's a little L. We want that on the outside. Okay, and we're gonna stick that in here. Okay, probably better to pull it off and then wiggle with it, because we have some debris in here. Alright, and we're going to stick that in. Okay. And then when we bring it over, that will overlap the side piece. Okay? So all we have to do is make sure we measure properly there. I'm going to do a second measurement. Okay. And to make things a wee bit more precise, we're going to put this clip back on. And this will be mounting underneath. We want that going down. Okay. Okay, remember the clip's gonna throw it off a wee bit. Okay. Keep checking here, that looks good. And then we're going to double check the measurement. But let's do 20 7/8 and see how that looks. Looking good. Okay, time to get another clip. Maybe the back leg. Let's put this against the legs to see where they're going to be. You know, we're going to remember this is going to be on the top mount. Alright. And this will be about there. I'm going to put that one there. And it doesn't matter if this is on the top or bottom. I'm not sharing this leg. Come on, baby. Alright. I'm going to pull this out temporarily. Stick this in. This in. And push that in. It's got a lot of static electricity here. Okay, I'm going to vacuum that up. So there you go. Not a bad seam. All right, and it's gonna go all the way on the edge. I'm gonna put a clip there, and we're done with that side. So there you go. That's how these clips work. Now remember the part about this little L, okay? You're gonna put it on the front panel, okay? And it's gonna hug. Let's go back here. Okay? So you want this to have that little flange in the front on the main panel. Okay? This way, this edge just covers up the connecting side, the smaller side. Well, it doesn't have to be actually a smaller side, it's just the continuing side on the L. So there you go. All right, now here's another important tip when you're mounting corners. Now these legs have to be in the right position. Now if you look at this underneath, this is not in the right position because this right here is going to block the kick. Okay? And it won't be able to mount right when it goes on. It's just hitting. So I'm going to show you the right way to put it. Okay, let's unloosen this and take it off. Thankfully these are not the hardest to remove. Okay. Alright, so we want the tabs to face out. See these tabs? Tighten this up. See these tabs? Okay. And then when you put the leg on, it's going to be closest to the tab. Alright, not away. Okay, so we're going to put that there. This way when it snaps on, you don't have this blocking it. Okay. Let's stick this back underneath. Tighten it down. And this is another advantage of using the rails to mount it, because these legs are supplemental. And let's put this on. Okay. Let's see. Just gonna bring this up a hair. And now you'll see that it fits. Now we do need clearance if you see that the kick does go over that little notch. So we're going to need at least a minimum of 4.5. You're going to need at least 4.5 inches. And we just got a hair under that. Okay. So you want to make sure these babies are tightened to give you a 4.5 inch clearance, or you're gonna have to whip the kicks and trim a little bit on the top of the bottom. If you want to use the squeegee, then you're gonna do it on the top. So yeah, so there you go. Having these legs in the right position makes a big difference when you're doing the corner joints for the kicks. All right, so if this helped you out, appreciate you. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Got lots of cool how-tos, especially IKEA stuff. Putting knobs on, handles, fill panels, fridge panels, and all that. So thanks for watching.